1.
Well, greetings to all, and thanks for taking the time to watch this little video that we've put together. I say we, my brother over here has helped me out. By the way, this is going to be, any bloopers that come across are going to stay because this is a very informal presentation. We're not in a studio or anything. We're, thankfully our church has a place where we could go down and make this video, so that's where we are. And once again, this is designed for people that are just starting out in officiating football, brand new people. We got about 15 this year that I'm aware of, about 5 officials I'm mentoring. And so I cannot cover the entire mechanics book, the rules book, and explain everything about the philosophy of officiating in 20 minutes. But I'm going to hit some basic fundamental things involving 4-man mechanics, because that's where most of you are going to be starting out. We have 4-man mechanics, that's 4 officials working a game on middle school and also on Saturdays. And that's you know, you can learn a lot starting at those positions. So we're going to talk a little bit about that, just some of the basic fundamental things that you need to know. Because I know there's some of you saying, well, where do I stand when where do I go on a kickoff, and what am I supposed to wear? And going to try to answer some of those basic, simple questions with this little video presentation. So bear with me on that, and I'll try not to chase too many rabbits here, so to speak. But let me get the next slide here. This is where we work. This is our football field, at least most of it. I'm missing some over here, but this is it. You'll notice this little line here, folks. There's supposed to be a 2-yard block all the way around the football field. This one right here, from the 25 to the 25, that's coach's box, team boxes there to there. And boy, when the play is happening, whatever play it is, it shouldn't be anybody in that little section except my wing officials. You guys, that's your space. That's the guys that are on the line of scrimmage, on the scrimmage play. Be the head linesman and the line judge. We'll talk a little bit about the positioning on those people as we go. Well, let's get back to just a real basic thing. What am I supposed to wear? So we got uniforms. We got tools. We got some of those tools are whistles. We have flags. We have bean bags. We have counters, like on our hands and different things. You need to know what they are and which ones you need to get. Probably all of them. And about the uniform itself, we have a black and white piping or a plain white for referee on the hat. There's only 2 kinds of hats we wear, folks. The black ones, you've seen them, the black ones with the stripes, or the all white. And the guy with the most pressure on him out there is the guy wearing the white one. The shirt, short and long sleeves, that's the ones with the 2-inch stripes with a patch on the pocket, the MHSAA patch. And if you get them from Correct Call, the patch is already on the shirt. Pants, solid black pants with a white stripe on each leg. We'll have pictures of these in a minute. And a black belt. Shoes, don't buy cleats, people. We're on mostly artificial turf now. You don't want to wear cleats. Just get yourself a nice black, or I don't care if it's got some white on it, but they call for a solid black, but guys got the Nike signs and whatever, it doesn't matter. Just comfortable shoes that you can run on AstroTurf. That's some of the basic. And by the way, on the pants, the guys working, if everybody has the short pant, they have a short pant with a 2-inch stripe too, other than just the long pants that we wear. And in the hot weather, if everybody has the short black pants, that's fine to wear on middle school and on, actually I think on JV you can too, but on Saturdays, the guys, first month on Saturday ball, everybody's pretty much got short black pants. And don't come out there with some baggy, goofy looking pants. Get a decent, if you don't want to get the ones with a white stripe, get some white or black shorts, that look respectable, that look decent, okay? The hat, I'm going to show you a picture of the hat. You know what it looks like. There they are. I got the S on there because they come from Smitty's. We pretty much all got those kind of hats these days now with the S on there. Looks cool. The shirt, there's their shirts. Like I said, the ones from Correct Call come with that emblem already on there. So it's pretty cool. Got a flag on there, all that kind of stuff. Don't get a basketball shirt. When you order stuff, make sure they understand you're ordering the football stuff, the football shirt for high school football. These people also sell the pros in college too. You want to get the right stuff. Yeah. Pants, there's what the pants look like. You order your size and you got to get somebody to hem them up. So not everybody's got a lady across the street that does that like I do. But anyway, yeah, you go by the waist size, and then when you get them, you find somebody that can hem them up for you nice. Yeah. Equipment may be, there it is, from Correct Call. That's their, you can get this off the MHSA website too. But Mike Condon sort of runs that show over there in Lansing. You can get them directly from him. And that's it, www.ccoffficiating.com. Right off the MHSA website if you forget it here. The tools, talked a little bit about them, the whistle and flag and the hats and the rest of your equipment. But these are the tools, the things that go with that. We got number one up there is your voice. Your voice can really come into play during the ball game. Guys, knock it off. That's it. Hey, let them go. Let them go. Your voice is a very important tool. A whistle is another one, and a whistle is something that can get you in trouble. Everybody's afraid, oh my Lord, I don't want to blow a whistle when I'm not supposed to blow a whistle. That's called an inadvertent whistle, and you're right. We've all done it, and it's embarrassing. We don't want to do it. So, but when you do blow the whistle, don't tweet it. Get down on that thing, man. I mean, you have to pop it twice. Blow it hard when you blow it. We'll talk a little bit more about use of that whistle in a minute. The penalty flag, that's used to indicate a foul. Sometimes you just throw the flag up in the air nice and gentle, or sometimes you try to throw it at where the foul took place, depending on whether or not it's a spot foul or whether it's going to be a previous spot foul, and we'll talk more about that. Beanbags are cool. Most everybody's gone to black now. I think the MHSAA says either blue or black. Years ago it was all white, but now, so if you're going to order one, probably want to order a black one. It marks, you use the beanbag to mark a spot of importance, it says up there. It's where a guy, like on a scrimmage kick, it's where the receiver catches the ball. You drop your beanbag on that yard line. If there's a fumble, you try to put the beanbag where the player lost control of the ball. Okay, so the beanbag is a useful thing there. The down indicator, that's something that you sort of wear on your wrist, and you can put it over your first finger, then the next finger. It's so you remember what down we're on. Everybody after every play should tell each other, the whole crew, we're on second down, or third down. By the way, those down indicators, I'm going to show you pictures of all these. They can all be purchased at Correct Call there. But a lot of guys will use rubber bands. How you put two rubber bands together and they put one around their wrist and the other one around their finger. And that works a lot. A lot of the old timers, that's what we used for a long time. A game card info card. A game info card. Yeah, you need a card, something that you can do a couple things on. Probably the two most important things you keep track of on a game card is who won the initial toss and what did they decide to do. You need to know that so you know who gets the choice in the second half. And the other thing is each half, everybody gets 3 timeouts. And so you mark them off. You can just, a piece of an index card. You don't have to order anything special. A lot of us just make our own, however you want them. And then the other piece of equipment you need is a chain clip. Because if you happen to be the guy that's in charge of the stakes and the chain, that would make you the head linesman, by the way, you're going to need to be able to put a clip on a certain spot on that chain. And if you don't have a clip, you can't put the clip on the spot that we want you to put it on. Yeah, that's going to help, because if you have to bring the chains in for a measurement, well, you don't want the thing to slide through your hand, but if you've got it clipped on a yard line that you know where it's at, when you get out in the middle of the field, you can put it back on that same yard line because you've got it clipped there. That's the reason for having those. Here's all the pictures here. Two different kinds of whistles. There's a lantern in the middle, the thing that goes around your neck. Oh, you know what? I got this. I forgot I have this, Joe. There's a lantern, and this is a Fox 40 whistle. Don't get anything but a Fox 40 whistle. It goes on the lantern around your neck. A lot of guys, that's what they have. I started out with that, and then I went to both having that and having a finger whistle too. Probably most guys are going to want to start out with that. It's probably the easiest one to use. There's pros and cons on each of them. One thing about the finger whistles, when you trying to blow that and call a timeout at the same time, you look like a one-armed, I don't know what, you can't scissor your arms like you should. There's the flags that we've all pretty much got now. Everybody's pretty much got the flag with the black ball right here. They make the yellow, the same flag with the yellow there too. It don't matter what color this ball is, but that's the flag you want to get right there. 3 different beanbags here, 3 different colors. It's all the same thing. There's different shapes too. You know, some guys like this one, some guys like the one that's wider. I don't have a picture of that one, but you'll see. And there's the thing to keep track of the downs that they sell. It's pretty cool. Go over each finger for each down. There's their fancy game cards that they sell. And there's the fancy chain clip they sell. If all you had was that right there, you'd be fine. But they got all this, the different, you know, just something that you can clip onto the chain is what you need. A little bit about this guy right here, blowing that whistle. I mentioned when you do blow it loud, and when should you blow it? When should an official sound their whistle? Not everybody has to blow their whistle at every play, but there are some situations to where sometimes a whistle is, well, a whistle is always important because it's going to stop everything. And Lord have mercy, we don't want to stop things if they shouldn't have been stopped. But after the ball becomes dead by rule, like if you're covered in an area and there's an incomplete pass in your area, the ball's dead. You blow your whistle and timeout. I'm talking about a forward pass in your area. And by the way, one little tip. This comes from messing things up 40 years ago one time. An incomplete pass is not incomplete until it hits the ground. Okay. Because it bounced off a guy's hands, don't blow the whistle, because somebody might come swooping in there and intercept that ball, and then you've got an inadvertent whistle. Oh, I shouldn't have blown that, and I did, and I should have. Oh, that, you know, nobody wants to do that. Let the ball hit the ground. Just a little tip for you on that. And guy goes out of bounds. You blow your whistle, signal timeout. Scissor them arms above your head. Another time, to prevent the ball from becoming live, I'll tell you, this is so huge for what we call the line of scrimmage officials. That's the head linesman and the line judge. We're going to show their positions in a minute, because you guys got to really know the difference between a dead ball foul, and we all do, a dead ball foul and a live ball foul. Because there are penalties that can occur, and you want to kill the play right away with a whistle. A whistle will actually precede you throwing a flag. You got what's called encroachment by either team, or a false start by the offense. This is all before the ball is snapped, and you kill the play right away. You know the rule: a false start, any action that simulates action at the snap, you kill it. You know, it's the lineman moved, the back misses count and jumps forward. You blow it dead, and then you just toss your flag in the air on one like that. So you got to know that, and you got to know a live ball foul. Don't blow your whistle, like an illegal motion, an illegal shift. So it's really important on those guys, especially on the line. It is for everybody, because anybody can call false start. Umpire can call false start, so can the referee too. But everybody, you know, you need to understand when do I kill the play? When do I stop it? Those are some situations in which you do not let the ball. If they snap the ball, you go ahead and blow your whistle and kill it. Okay, because that's a dead ball foul. False starts and encroachments. Okay. As far as action, when the play is taking place and it's running down your side and you're watching a guy, a good rule is to do not, if you don't see the ball, don't blow your whistle. You know, the guy hits the ground and you think he's down, and that ball came loose when you didn't see it because his back was to you, and that ball goes take it off on the other side, and the other official knows that we got an inadvertent whistle because you blew your whistle, but that guy did not have the ball. See the ball. That's what you want to do on that. How about throwing the flag? What do I need to do to throw the flag? How do I throw the flag? Penalty flag mechanics. By the way, there's the flag again, and look where he's got this right here. Where's it? Right there in the belt. That's where very few people I know of put a flag in their pocket anymore. That's pretty much old school. We wear them in a belt like that. And you just toss it. This guy right here is tossing. He is tossing it probably in an area where maybe he saw a holding or a clip. If he was a line of scrimmage guy standing on the line and he had a false start, he'd have just popped that flag straight up in the air. He wouldn't be throwing it in a direction. Just pop it up in the air. You don't have to throw it 40 feet in the air, but get it out of your way a little bit. You know, some guys like to get all adamant with their flag, and you know, you gotta throw it as hard as you can. No, just toss the flag. We never throw it with an intent like, how can I say it? Like you're mad. No, when you toss a flag, what you're on what we call a spot foul, like a clip, a hold, face mask, or something, you want to try to throw it toward the yard line that it happened on. And actually at the end of the play, if you say, oh, I missed that by a few yards, you can actually go back and pick your flag up and put it on the yard line where you felt is closest to where the penalty, the hold or clip, whatever occurred. You can always do that. Okay, beanbag mechanics, a little bit on beanbag mechanics. When do I use my beanbag? Well, when there's the spot of the fumble, we mark that. The spot where the kick ends, like a guy catches it. First touching, that's another one. I got a punt and I got it, so it was first touched at a certain spot. I saw it touched by, say, the kicking team, so I'm going to put the bag. All spots where the ball becomes loose. That's a good rule to go by too. Okay, putting your beanbag down there. It's putting it in a significant spot, a spot that we might use for a penalty administration or something. Okay, so that's what that's all about. Oh well, if you're working 4-man, that's what this is all about today. It's 4-man. There are 4 positions, 4 people out there that are officials. One is a referee, one is an umpire, one is a head linesman, and one is the line judge. These 2 guys here got the line. And it seems like lots of times we put people that start out on one of these 2 positions, which is okay. Last year, I know a couple of my legacy kids last year really felt that the umpire was the best place. He's the guy that's behind the defense. And that's what all the action is running at him. And we'll look at some of his responsibilities in a minute. These are the 2 guys on the line of scrimmage. So they've got a job. Everybody's got a job. Everybody's got something they got to do. But we work together and to get the job done. But that's the four positions. Let's start with the referee and take a look at basically where he would be on it. Here's 2 teams. Here's the offense in blue, and that's a red. That's a defense. Well, if the referee's, he's over here basically. He's about 10 or 12 yards back here. He's behind the offense, and he's always going to be on the right hand, on the passing arm of the quarterback. So most quarterbacks are right-handed, and he would be over here. Should that quarterback here be left-handed, I'd be moving the arm right over here. He'd be over here on this side of him, okay? But that's his position. He's back here. He's watching here before the snap. Of course, you know, when the ball snapped, he's pretty much got to keep an eye on that quarterback, especially if that quarterback's passing. But he can see a lot of stuff here. You know, he'll trail the side. If the quarterback runs left, he's going to trail it over here. Quarterback runs to the right, same thing. He's following up and picking up action. He's not running down the field down here. He has got to keep the play in front of him, okay? But he can also see a false start too. If that center sort of starts to snap the ball and then stops it, he's going to spot that. Probably all 4 guys are probably going to spot it. But anyway, that's his spot. That is the R spot, okay? Once again, his responsibilities are the flow of the game. There's his position about 12 to 15 yards behind the line. Watching for these things: holding, intentional grounding, cut blocks, block below the waist, roughing the passer or roughing the kicker or roughing the holder. He's got this kind of stuff that he's watching for, okay? So you get an idea where he's at. Well, he's got a buddy out here that's right across from him. By the way, he's also the guy that's pretty much responsible for counting these guys over here, the defense. He's counting the defense. The U is pretty much counting the offense over here. We want to get 11 each time, and there'll be a little signal. You'll see them raise their arm up saying, they're telling each other they got the right number of people out there. Counting, you know, the books will tell you that all 4 are responsible for counting. I will tell you, in most of these games, middle school and Saturdays, that's going to fall on these guys. That's too hard for these guys to try to get that every time. But anyway, you be persuaded in your own mind there, whatever you want to do there. But the umpire, he's going to watch here for holding. He's going to watch for ineligibles that would be going downfield, stuff like that. He's got the action running at him. He's probably going to be the guy to go to the ball when the ball comes dead and spot the ball, which is going to be also the job of determining that spot where it comes down is going to fall on the next 2 guys I'm talking about. They're going to be responsible for the forward progress of the ball. So anyway, when the play comes, usually when the play starts, that umpire will probably take a couple steps in, but not too much, you know, especially on 4-man crew. We don't have back judges or side judges, you know, so he's not gonna come way in here. He's got to keep. We want to always try to keep plays boxed in. The old box, keep it boxed in. and he's not going to take himself out of the play there. Okay, let me go. Where am I at? The umpire. Once again, let's just look at his major responsibilities is spotting the ball, and oh yes, and also marking off penalties. Yeah. As the referee will say, I got a holding over here, and he points, and then it'll be the referee will step it off, but the umpire will walk with him with the ball, and the umpire then will spot the ball. So interesting stuff. He's watching for some of the same stuff here, and everybody else is watching for holding, cut blocks, ineligibles downfield, illegal forward pass. Legal forward pass is if he sees the quarterback go over the line of scrimmage and throw the ball, he should be in a position to see that. My line of scrimmage guys are probably already going downfield, so he's probably going to have umpire's probably going to have the best view to see if that quarterback crossed the line. Next, what does it look like then if you are one of those line of scrimmage guys I'm talking about? The line of scrimmage guys, that's the kind of a view. See this guy right here? Got the chains behind him. That's one way I know he is the head linesman. He's not the line judge, he's the head linesman. He's responsible for those chains. Yeah. This guy right here, he is down here. Now I got him at the bottom of the screen, but here would be his position. If the ball snapped from the 50-yard line, you got him here now. So I got my R over here, my U is here, and my head linesman is here. And once again, he's got that view that we just had up here a minute ago, and he has got to do this. He's got the line to gain equipment and forward progress of the ball. He's got the chains. He's got, on first downs, he's got to make sure that guy's got the box and the chain in the right spot. At the line of scrimmage, he's opposite the press box side for his positioning. There's one field I know it's got two press boxes, so you got to figure out which side to go on. But most fields have one press box. He's on the opposite. The chains are always run on the opposite side of the press box. And here's what he's watching for. He's got a big job: encroachment. That's somebody jumping in the neutral zone after the ball is ready for play. Hey, by the way, before I forget, before you get encroachment or false starts, the snapper, I should say, whoever is snapping the ball has to have made his final adjustment of the ball. Somebody can come up to the line and step over it as they're coming up to the line. He can just step back. The encroachment and false starts don't take place until the center has made his final adjustment of the ball. Oh, he's got illegal motion to watch for if the guy's going toward the line. Illegal formations. He's got to determine whether the pass is forward or backward. He's also watches for holding and cut blocks. And he's also got to get his buttons down the field to get on it, to find out where the ball ended up at the end of either a passing play or a running play. Now he's got a lot to do over there. And he always stays off of the side, by the way. Guys, the line of scrimmage guys, unlike the referee and the umpire who spend most of their time on the field, they spend most of their time off the field. The only time they would come on the field is after the ball becomes dead at the end of a play. So let's put his buddy up there. I said the umpire and referee are buds. Well, guess what? He's got a buddy too called a line judge. And about the only difference here, for the most part, the way you set up for a scrimmage play, is he just doesn't have the chain equipment. Now, sometimes there will be some people, some schools that run it on both sides. He's got the real chain equipment. He does not have that responsibility, okay? But he's opposite. And a deal like this, now, what they see is, you got to read what we call read the plays. These guys do. If they see that quarterback going back to throw a pass, this guy is going to start edging down here. This guy also going to start edging down here. And I clicked it. I can go back in. Let me back it up. If he reads the pass, he's going to try to get to the line, because he's going to have to determine whether or not that quarterback, if he rolls out, did he cross the line before he threw it. So this is your position in motion. When the ball's alive, folks, you're going to hold there until you can read the play. If you see a little handoff, there ain't no reason to go shooting right down here. If you see a place coming dead here, you just move down and hold the spot for the umpire to spot the ball. That's all you do. But when you have to read the play, see what's happening, and then you move based on that. It goes back to pass. You can see receivers in your area. You're going to go down here and you're going to have to rule on a catch, a no catch, maybe a face mask, interference, that kind of stuff. You're the guys. You guys on a four-man crew. You got to cover this stuff as it takes off down the field. Not his job. Not his job. You guys got the action down here. Yeah, there's a lot on you guys. That's a scrimmage. It's what we call a scrimmage play right there. Where a play, where most of the plays most plays are scrimmage plays. First down, second down, third down, and fourth down. Those are all scrimmage plays. All right, let me go to the next. Where am I at? Just repeating some of the responsibilities. There they are. Forward progress of the ball, knowing where the line to gain is. Yeah, it's always nice when you know you got 5 yards to go. And, keep it in mind that if they get that 5 yards, they get a first down or something. Watching for all the same stuff that our head linesman does, the whole shot here. Look at most formations backwards. Same stuff, just the opposite side of the field. What does it look like to my boys down there when you're on the line? Looks something like that. This official's over here. It's not quite a straight on line. But here's here's the line judge over here. And this is what you're looking at. You see this a lot, boy. Yeah. You look, that little white stripe right there ain't very strong, but there's a white line right there, a yard marker. Yeah. Let's take a look at them all with the whole shot here. Let's check this out. Here's my head linesman. There's a line judge down here. And I did that again. I'm backing up one more time. The referee is not in the picture. We cut him out. He would have been over here somewhere. And here's my umpire. There's my 4-man crew. Right there they are. Can't see the referees over there. And they're these guys are probably going to be running. When you read this play, you read 2 guys on this side. Do you think this is a running play designed? No. I got 2 over there too. This is probably a pass play. So these guys are probably going to start moving. When the ball snapped, these guys are probably going to start moving downfield pretty quick. Keeping, staying with those guys, trying to get up with them there. That's for the young guys. Young guys need to be line of scrimmage guys. All officials, folks, everybody needs to do this. Everybody needs to know what down it is. Everybody needs to know if the clock should be running or stopped. And everybody should know how many timeouts each team's got. Got a card on that. Keep your card up. Know what it is. You'll get asked. How many timeouts you got over there, Bob? I got 2. I got 2 also. Yep, you got 2? Yep. Just checking each other out. We don't want to give anybody a free down. We don't want to short anybody. All right? All officials. Free kick. Man, you're going to a football game. It's your first football game. And the guys tell you, why don't you be the head linesman? It's okay, I'm the head linesman. This is why you need to. I wouldn't worry too much if I were you brand new officials worrying about this guy right here. He's probably going to know the rules a little bit better than you. Now, you're going to get your books and you're going to study the rules and you're going to ask questions and you're going to learn like crazy, especially the first few games. You'll be surprised how fast you go up the learning curve. But you'll just study the book. You're going to have questions. Ask questions. Call me if you have to. I don't care if you got a question about a mechanics or a rule. But if he tells you you're going to be the head linesman, you need to know where you're going to be for a kickoff. Here's a team right here setting to kick the ball off. They're going to kick it from the 40. There's the ball. Here's the receiving team. Okay, these guys have to put 5 guys. They have to be 10 yards apart. So these guys can't get between this team here. Once the referee blows his whistle to tell the guy to kick it, they can't come until the ball's kicked between the 40 and the 50. This is a neutral zone here. These guys can't step over the 50 after the referee blows the whistle to kick the ball. All right, and by the way, there is no rule about how many the defense has to have. I don't care. They can put them anywhere they want. They put all 11 up here if they want. That's an old rule that people get in their head that you got to have 5. No, but guess what? Most teams do this. They have formations pretty much like you see right here. And notice that in this particular thing, before I forget, I said you're going to be the head linesman. If you're going to be the head linesman, you're watching this, you're going to have the receiving team, and you're going to be on the 40-yard line. But guess what? Before you get yourself over here, you're going to be over here, and you're going to hand this guy right here this ball, and then he's going to put it on the tee. You're going to be standing right there. He's going to come to you. You're standing right where he's going to kick it. And you hand him the ball, and then you shoot right off the field. Off the field. Right there's my head linesman. You should already be off the field. Lots of guys, especially if it's little kids, which this is okay, will come out here, umpires, and they'll get their kids where they want to be. Make sure they're not over the 50, and then they'll go off too. That's fine. I can care less. That's fine. The line judge, you guys are going to be back here with the referee. most of the time, by the way, very seldom do you have anybody in middle school or Saturdays that can kick the doggone ball in the end zone. Normally our positions here are on the goal line, because if you do get a guy like that, this guy and this guy have got to determine whether it breaks the goal. Because if it breaks the goal line, the ball's dead and you bring it back out to the 20. So, but I got it moved up here because that's where you normally are in one of these little kids' games, is up here like this. So head linesman, if it's your first game, you're going to have a kicking team. Umpire, if it's your first game, you're playing umpire, you're going to be responsible to get on a kickoff to get these guys, and you're going to go over to the 50-yard line. So I got the head linesman's going to be on the kicker's 40. Umpire is going to be right dead in the middle on the 50. The line judge is going to be around the 15-yard line, and the R is going to be around the 10 probably. That's a pretty good setup right there for a kickoff for my middle school games and the Saturday games. By the way, guys watching this that are doing Saturday, forget about the mouthpiece rule. They can have those goofy mouthpieces again on Saturday. They can also paint their faces on Saturday. Not so in MHSAA games. Okay, I'll get some information about that to you guys later too. So anyway, that's a kickoff. So what have I got here? What's next? Let me think. A scrimmage kick. 4th down, 4th and 20. We got to kick the ball. Well, on that particular play, look at where you're going to be. If you were the head linesman, you're still going to be on the line of scrimmage, right? There you are. Ball's being snapped right here, and here you are. You got it all by yourself, because your buddy that was over here for a scrimmage play is gone down here, off the field, beside the deepest receiver. That's his position, okay? Because if that guy signals for a fair catch, you got to be there. If he catches the ball and runs, you're going to trail it. You're also going to put a beanbag down where you need a beanbag where he catches the ball. That's your job there. You got this guy here. You're watching for, does he signal for a fair catch? If he does, after he catches it, because he might muff it, after he catches it, then you're going to blow the whistle. That's another place where you can get messed up with your whistle. A catch, on a fair catch, the ball becomes dead, but he has to catch the ball, okay? If he muffs it, you don't blow your whistle, because that ball is live, all right? That's pretty much the setup right there. That R would, by the way, notice that the umpire usually tries to stay somewhat diagonal with the referee. And by the way, we should have moved him, that umpire, and this would actually be over here. When we were blowing these up, Joe, that's one we might want to change for next time. Move him in a little bit, but it looks great. Always trying to stay diagonal. If that would have been a left-footed kicker, my man right here would have been over here. Okay, so obviously he's right-footed on our pitcher. There it is, the scrimmage kick. So you know where you are? If you're the umpire, you're right where you've been right for the scrimmage plays, pretty much. Okay? Actually, let me show you something. Actually, with your line judge going down, glad I caught this. Your umpire would have been over here, not here. He would have been over here, taking up the area that this guy left. Not on the line, but in this area. Okay? Why would that be? Why would that be? Because we don't need everything weighted over here. We need some help over in here. So we would have moved him back in a little bit. All right, no, it's no big deal. No big deal. What's next? Let me see what's next. The point after it in field goals. We're kicking a field goal from the 10-yard line here. Umpire's going to go back now. I started with the head linesman. I'm sorry. Head linesman, guess what? You're right back where you always were. You're right back with the line of scrimmage, man. You're looking at the ball. You're on the scrimmage line right there. Yeah, and you got help this time. You got your buddy on the other side on this field goal. The R is going to be he's going to look at the chest of the holder. Okay, so this is a right-footed kick. He's got to look at the chest of the holder. All right. So if the holder is facing that way, my R would be over here. But we got him here. Umpire's back here. He's got that pipe, and whether or not the ball goes over this. He's going to rule on whether it went over that and whether it stayed back up. We're not done. My fault. My fat fingers on the mouse here. And the R basically will have this post, okay? And it's basically his call on this, same as it would be on an extra point. It's pretty much on a four-man crew. He pretty much just tells you it went over this here pipe. He's pretty much going to tell you it stayed between the pipes. So that's going to be his call on calls like that, on point afters and field goals. Okay, I know I'm on to my last slide. I'm trying to think if I missed anything that you needed to know. It's 4-man mechanics, folks. Watch this a couple times if you want to, and it is something that I think you can benefit from it. Those of you that are going right straight to 5-man, and some of you to 7, watch this anyway, because if you do middle school or Saturdays, you're going to need to know this. And it's like I said, this does not replace the rule book or the mechanics book. There's a lot to it, but this will get you feeling like, hey, at least I know where to go for a kickoff. I know where to go for scrimmage plays. I know where to go where I'm supposed to be on an extra point. Knowing where you're supposed to, that's important. Because I can remember 60 plus years ago on my first game, and man, I was scared to death. And if you're scared, that's okay. But the more you understand it, the more you learn just the basic stuff, the better you're going to feel. And believe me, you will not believe how fast you go up the learning curve, how much this first year will be awesome. You get that first game behind you, a lot of the nerves go away, and your vision gets to be broader. That's another thing too. Oh my gosh, what do I look at? Everything, so much is happening. What am I supposed to look at? Well, just focus on the basic fundamental things. If you're a head linesman, my big deal is it's okay. By the way, it's okay to miss something, but if you're the head linesman, for example, your big job is are they encroaching? Do I have 5 men in the backfield? That's a penalty, by the way. Was that a false start? Those are the things you can get because there's nobody moving around per se. It's when the ball becomes live is when it seems to get complicated, and you can't see everything. There's 22 players out there, folks. The head linesman cannot see all 22 players. Okay, but you learn. You will learn it. It comes to you as you learn what it is you're looking for. You've got a little area here. You can just watch what's happening in your little area. And that's what it's a little bit of a rough start sometimes. But you're going to make mistakes. By the way, we all miss things. You know what? The rule is it's okay if you miss a call. Don't make one up. Don't throw a flag when it didn't happen. When in doubt, you ain't got nothing. That's a good philosophy to go by. Hey, I hope this helps you. I hope you'll watch it and maybe watch it again. And if I made any mistake, you feel free to email me or call me and tell me. But tell your friends about it. We need more officials. Our kids need to want to play the games. They cannot play the games without the officials. So I want you to have a great year. I want you to call me if you got a question on a rule or mechanic. Call either me or Joel. We're glad to help you out on that. I'm sure members of the association, both associations that we deal with, I'm sure would help you out. And I hope you can make the camp. This is only August 4th. There is a great camp where we can show you how to measure for a first down, not just tell you about it. Show you how to use a clip, show you how to throw your flag. And that's at Freeland High School from 9 to 3 this Saturday. I'll be on the field with the new people too, with Jerry Haynes and fellow assigner, and we'll try to help you out. You can learn a lot if you can make it. Hopefully you'll watch this before the 8th. I'm going to try to get it up on the website today. Have a great season, and thanks so much for your service.